what do you need to build this technology? What components do you need to combine to build this technology? For example, we're talking about microchips the other day, semiconductor chips, okay? And why so many people are fascinated by Ukraine. Well, you know, there's different levels to microchips, semiconductor chips you make. China is one of the competitors that makes semiconductor chips. There's one problem. They make the chips that are the easiest to make. So it's like they make the shittiest chips that people sell for 2 cents, 3 cents, 4 cents. They don't make the real expensive chips. Okay, so now if you go to the countries that make the most expensive chips, I want to say Netherlands or one of those places that makes the most expensive chips, and there's just one piece that you need, neon. And what country produces a lot of neon? It's Ukraine that produces a lot of neon, okay? So I need a little bit of neon, I need a little bit of this, I need a little bit of this to be able to build all the best microchips out there. And to be able to do that, I need access to this. What technology combined together allows me to be able to inject a thought in your mind when you're about to make a decision?
I would imagine it just has to do with, like I said earlier, the bone conducting technology, which is apparently about to become as cheap and accessible as anybody who wants to buy a set of ear pods.
There's no, okay. Okay. So you think the idea right now to read people's thoughts, that technology exists?
Absolutely.
To read people's thoughts?
Absolutely. You're currently right now just having a series of electromagnetic impulses fire in your head. That's absolutely readable and at distance.
And at distance?
Absolutely.
So somebody can think right now what I'm thinking about, good, bad, ugly.
They could read every single thing that's going on in your head.
And they can put a thought in my mind to help me influence a decision I'm about to make.
They could sick a team of AI computers on you to access every thought that you're considering through, just like we can consider all these social platforms. People are constantly putting their information in there. So it starts to paint a picture of who you are and where your head is at.
So is this kind of you going to the Havana Syndrome side? Is that
absolutely?
Okay. So the Havana Syndrome was what, when, you know, military government personnel that are close to, they kept having these headaches. They felt like somebody was doing something to them.
A whole litany of things.
Yeah.
One of the things that they glaze over, the Department of Defense put out information to their personnel because this is their responsibility to them. They discuss on the list of Havana Syndrome symptoms that these people are reporting weird noises. Well, that's a really cool way of saying voices. They're not being as direct and transparent as they should be. But what these people are reporting is that they're hearing voices. That's the weird sounds. It's very legit. It's very real. The technology's there. We're about to get it from Sony, Panasonic, and then people are going to mount it in their ears. But this is the technology. It's real.
The technology is going to become mainstream where you can impose your thoughts on me without even talking to each other.
They're not going to tell you that part, but they're going to give you voice-to-skull technology under the veil of something else. Just like we get all kinds of technology under the veil of something. You called this a phone earlier. I'd call it a weapon. It's weaponized technology that was rolled out under false pretenses. One of the things that the phones can do now is pay attention to your biorhythms, your breath rate, your pulse rate, under the false pretenses of it being something benign and good for you. But what if I told you that every single time you looked at your phone and every single post that it can get an eye movement off of it, it knows exactly what you're looking at, and now it also knows your reaction to it.
That's believable.
Absolutely. And this is handheld technology right now.
Totally get that.
So they know that if something gets you excited, gets you depressed.
Totally get it.
They're already learning. They're already paying attention. Yep. So now through reading that, understanding you, and a desire to manipulate, they're in a very powerful and privileged position.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.